Well, you consider this. Consider where you were if you were around here in March of 1987. And it was a pretty historic day in Peoria, Illinois. And these two are the people who brought that historic day about, Roz and Ron Helms. And they are the parents of the famous Peoria Quintuplets. I remember that day. You remember it all too well. Okay, so let's start with you guys, first of all, your love story, how you met, okay? Who wants to tell it?
We'll let her.
Okay.
Well, today is our anniversary.
Today, actually, so we're taping this on September 26th.
Yes.
Well, happy anniversary.
Yep, 44 years.
Holy cow, that's longer than I've been married. And I'm a lot older, but I say not. Oh, go ahead.
Well, we were babies.
You were definitely babies. Okay, so tell us the love story.
Went to the University of Iowa, and he was already there. I transferred from Western Kentucky, and then a friend of ours said I should join this singing group that he happened to already be in. Auditioned and made it the second year I was there at Iowa, and so we were in this swing choir together, and we became very, very good friends and did a lot of stuff as a group, but also independently. And the next thing you know, we were
You're together. You're in love and married. Now, you're from here. Dirk McGinnis was, yeah, that's where you get the singing from.
Well, yes, and from his family, McGinnises were very musical.
Okay. And are you from here too?
No, I grew up in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Okay, so you're one of those.
And then I didn't finish college at Iowa. I bounced around from subject to subject and didn't do well in any of them. I was one of those people that did great in high school studies, but when you got to college, didn't do well.
Partying was a little fun too then.
Yes, it was much more fun.
Okay,
so,
well, I'm glad Roz brought you around.
So Roz had a job here at
WMBD.
WMBD TV, and I worked there for a summertime replacement job, and then I got involved with the restaurant business right at the week after we got married. So next week will be 44 years with me at Alexander's.
So you've been doing that a long time. Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
So you get married and you start working in Peoria, Illinois. And now you're with Alexander Street Steakhouse.
Right.
And Famous Dave's. And
It used to be Famous Dave's, used to be Vanaken's old place, the grill on Fulton.
I still miss
Yep, we do.
those, yeah.
We do as well. And we tried unsuccessfully for several years trying to have a child, and we were in Bloomington Normal running the Alexanders at that time, and we went to Dr. O'Neill, and got on a fertility medicine that he had only had twins with, and we thought, okay, well,
twins will
twins,
be okay.
we can handle.
His dad was a twin.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can handle twins, so let's go for it. And
Technology wasn't what it
is today, right? Okay.
go ahead.
All right. Your turn, Roz. Go ahead. Tell the story then.
So we tried 1 month on this medication. It was not fun and very painful. I looked like a drug addict because I had to have blood drawn
All the time.
1, 2, 3 times a day.
Really?
And so I was black and blue here. And then depending on the results of those blood tests, I would take injections.
So they knew when everything was ready to go. Okay.
So the first go round of all of that, it just didn't work. And whoosh, boy, were we despondent.
Sure.
I mean, it was, when you're focused on that every day and you're going through all this every day, it's pretty impactful.
Yeah.
And so our doctor was optimistic, and he said, let's give it another go. And we got through the end of that session, and I'm like, I am never doing this again. And yeah, I was never doing this again because it worked.
Okay.
And we thought at the time it was just going to be 2.
Oh, twins, sure.
So about 8 weeks later, Roz was every day just not feeling well and super sick.
Well, the first
And
3 months
her-
sometimes, yeah.
Her hormone levels were super elevated compared to somebody who's having twins, so they sent us from normal over here to St. Francis Hospital to have a sonogram because they had better equipment than they had in Bloomington.
They equate it to a Ford versus a Cadillac.
Okay, got it. I got it.
So we
I like
were
both.
in the sonogram room, and a lady that went to high school with Roz was doing the procedure, and she's counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and she wouldn't say the word 5, but she's mouthing it.
She left the room.
Yeah,
And
her
Ron
jaw
goes,
was on the.
"What did she say?" And I said, "She said 5."
And
Oh,
Dr.
my gosh.
Cusack walks in and says, well, she found 5. Let's see if there's 6 in there or not.
Oh my word.
So from that point on, Roz was on immediate bed rest, and we were going to St. Francis every week to get
Sonograms.
sonograms to update the kids.
Did you also need more blood draws too then?
No, pretty much done at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just
bed rest.
bed rest. But then the trip over here, not very
Well,
restful
it was
when you're counting
pretty
5.
excited because I wasn't doing anything all of a sudden. I worked 2 jobs, and I was with people all day long, and suddenly I'm me and the dog. And so, yeah.
I shouldn't laugh, but oh my gosh.
Well, and she was so attuned. If I made the wrong cough, she'd run to the bathroom because she knew I was going to be sick. Poor
Okay.
puppy. So anyway,
They do have that sense.
they transferred us to Peoria
Yeah. and
before the kids were born. So we were living on Moss Avenue.
in your grandparents' old home, your
Yeah.
parents' home.
where we got married.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And so then-
February came along, and we attended a friend's wedding at the Pierre Marquette. And then right after that, Roz went into St. Francis Hospital to stay to be monitored on a daily basis so that in case anything was happening, they could deal with it right away.
Right, immediately.
So they were
this was the
doing
end of February, like February 20.
Mid-February.
Oh, mid, okay. All right.
So they were doing, they weren't doing full sonograms, but they were doing quickies. And they were just making sure there were 5 heartbeats every day. And then once a week, I still was having the full-blown sonograms. So.
What was your mindset during that? I mean, you're the support team, so but still there's emotions involved. So
Right.
you were really there to support her, and then Roz, what was your mindset then? Going, it's like, wow, 5 heartbeats, and
Well, it
and
was,
you're counting them all.
You know, relief because there's 5 heartbeats.
Right.
But then during the next 24 hours, you'd start to build anxiety
again.
because, okay, here we go again. And then it would be happy again. And then it would be nervous and happy. And
Right. Okay.
it was wrong. Long.
Well, and
but-
pregnant women go through a lot of those emotions anyway. So, but you had it by times 5.
And all these people coming in to talk to me, you know, the prenatal doctor, my OB, the nurses all on staff for the perinatal department. Sisters would come in and want to have worship with me.
So Sister
and,
Kanisha, she was.
yeah, but it was mostly Sister Helen.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was mostly Sister Helen. And
But at this point in time, she's
Out,
very
yeah.
big
right.
and she's very uncomfortable, so she's constantly having to roll back and forth.
Right,
and-
so you don't get bed sores and things
well,
too.
just
no,
so I
just
could
because
breathe.
she could breathe.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, the pressure.
Yeah, I would lay in bed like this just to have my arms up to give my
give your
lungs
diaphragm
some
a little bit of room.
because I had one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, and that they would say the big boy, and they would call Shannon Mid, and they knew Bevan,
Okay.
and we knew Meredith, but we didn't know Samantha. We never knew until she was born.
She was behind
She
Ben.
just was
She was little.
very,
Ladylike.
yes, she just didn't care to share any of that.
Okay. and so they developed personalities in the womb.
They did for us
Okay.
because we were grabbing onto everything we could because we didn't know if it would be as successful.
Exactly. Well, when it comes to counting 5, well, even with 1, you just never know. All right. So then March, what did you go into labor, or did they decide this? that
No,
we
I
have to do
did.
this? Okay.
I started contractions, and I didn't know it. The only sign I had was my ears turned red, which was very weird, but I didn't, everything was stretched out of.
Right. You couldn't keep track of
No,
all
there
that.
was just no muscle control left. So I would have a contraction, they would, with the belt, monitor it.
Right.
But I couldn't feel it. I didn't know. And they were trying, that was that morning, trying to stop it. They used medication, and it just didn't, it slowed it down, but it didn't stop it.
So they were
And
due when? I don't remember.
they were due May 28th, which was when the Dion quintuplets were born.
Okay, all right, yeah. Those famous ones from, that was the 40s?
Very first quintuplets in the
To all,
world.
to all survive.
Survive,
Yes,
right.
uh-huh.
So that was in my head, that we could at least make it there. And so the goal was 28 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, 28 weeks was when the kids would develop with surfactant.
Right, their lungs.
And they would be able to handle that. So when our kids were eventually born, they are still the smallest surviving set prior to artificial surfactant.
Okay, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was 37 years ago.
38 years
38
ago.
years ago,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's right, yeah. I'm trying to get the math right. And what are they all doing now then? So Shannon was the first one.
Yep.
All right.
So
And how much did they weigh? They each weighed like a pound?
Shannon was 2
Two-ish.
pounds 1 ounce. Ben was
115.
15. Bevan was 2 pounds 3,
Samantha
and
and
Samantha
me.
and Meredith were 1 pound 12.
Okay, gosh.
We were the 13th set of surviving
Surviving.
quintuplets in the United States at that time, and the smallest set of surviving quintuplets at that time.
Yeah.
How many there are now, I have no, I had
You
no
don't have
idea.
time to think about it. You got
No.
5 to think about
No,
and
so-
everything else.
Well, 13's still the number, but I don't. Something like 32nd in the world.
Really?
Yeah. So
Interesting. I guess you have to look that up in the World
I
Book.
have
We
no
don't-
idea.
We don't care.
You're good.
we're way past that.
So Shannon is the oldest, and she's down in Texas?
Yes,
Okay.
Shannon lives in Dallas, and she works for a recruiting firm.
A headhunting firm.
Yep, recruiting firm, and has been down there about 12 years. Loves it.
He has family
I
there.
have
Okay.
a sister who lives there,
So it's not like she was just off on her own.
no. After she graduated from Illinois State, didn't have a real good job here in Peoria. My sister
And
said-
communications.
Yep.
Okay, right? Okay.
My sister said,
Sorry,
come on
Shannon.
down to Dallas. We'll put you up for 6 months. If you find a job, great. And if you don't, you can move home.
Right.
And my sister had 3 jobs for her in the very first week she was there.
Wow,
She knows
okay.
everybody in the world.
Okay, well, that's good.
And it's good for us to have somebody there to keep an eye on her. And,
Not now, but
Right.
yeah,
But even
at
so.
that time. yeah.
Right. Okay,
and
then Ben. Bevan was
is
second.
up in Chicago in Buffalo Grove.
Mm-hmm.
And she became a nurse.
Through
and,
the OSF School of Nursing.
Awesome.
and her first job was at the NICU unit where they were born.
Imagine that,
Which
okay.
was really, really special for us.
And I bet for her, too. Just,
Well, to be able to tell a parent, I was here.
I was here, yeah. Exactly. All right, good for her.
And so she's nursing up in the Chicago area. And then Meredith is
Who we call
here.
Mimi.
Yeah.
Yep, Mimi is.
She changed her name.
She did back to Meredith?
No,
Oh,
she changed
just
it.
to-
No, when she was little, she was the one that started calling herself Mimi.
Okay. All right.
Well, that was an improvement because she was calling herself Bob.
okay.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from. Okay, got that.
And so she and her husband live over in East Peoria, and she works at Timber Ridge, is that right?
Yeah.
At the Apostolic Christian Home
Okay.
over in Morton. And then Samantha is at home with us and works for me at Alexander Steakhouse.
And she was the littlest one. She was in
Yes.
the hospital the longest.
A year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a year. Okay.
Yeah, Ben and Shannon came home 4.5 months after they were born, and that's when it got hard because
Yeah, no kidding.
you had 2 at home that you're responsible for, and you have 3 in the hospital still doing the up and down
Every day.
medically.
Right.
And you have the pediatrician saying, don't expose them to lots of people. Let's keep them home where the environment's safer. And yet, I needed to get to the hospital. They had to come with me.
Right.
So yeah, and then Bevan came home next.
for a week.
And she came home with nursing care. It was cheaper to have nursing care at home than to have her in the hospital.
Right.
So we then introduced another person into our house every 8 hours.
Okay.
And then she came back to the hospital with some health issues, very short period of time. Came home again.
Well, Mimi came home in the
No,
meantime.
Mimi came home next, and she came home again with nursing care. So Mimi and Bevan shared a nurse, as well as
An
us.
LPN.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a nurse and an LPN for 2 babies, and then
And that was
Ron and I
24/7.
for 2 babies.
Yeah, and Sammy was still in the hospital
Yeah.
then. Okay, wow. And you survived. And then Ben, so Ben's still in town.
Yep, and Ben works at ICC in the IT department. Been there a little over a year and really enjoys it.
And he was at Best Buy for a while, wasn't he?
Yep.
He was like a cashier or something, and
Yeah.
just always smiling and having a great time.
Well, you know, TV, electronics, he knows all that stuff
Right.
with his degree. So, and he felt very comfortable there, but it wasn't steady hours, and they
Yeah.
were cutting, and he was nervous.
so
so
he needed to
yeah.
he needed
He
to find
also
something.
worked for ADT, he worked for, or ATS, I'm sorry, right? And then Caterpillar,
Yeah.
State Farm, Caterpillar, now he's
Now
at
he's
ICC.
ICC.
Okay, so
All in IT.
okay, so we think he's landed for a while.
Hopefully,
Okay, does he still live at home?
Yes.
Okay, all right, and so does Sam.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, and then from what I understand, there's a grandchild on the way after all this, but it's just one, right? Not 5, just one heartbeat.
Yes,
Okay, so that's pretty exciting.
that is.
so next March we'll have a grandson.
Okay, a boy. And what are they coming up with names yet or anything? Or
They're working on it. It's
but it's always a surprise.
It's not going to be Ron.
It's not okay. Oh darn.
that's good.
Okay.
That's fine.
So with all this going on, I mean, you know, a first baby, you're losing a lot of sleep and everything. So when everybody's finally home and you have nurses and everything, how did you guys sleep? How did you survive?
I had no problem.
Fair enough.
That's true.
I have never had a problem with
I
that.
drank 6 Diet Pepsis a day because I don't drink coffee.
Okay.
I wasn't drinking tea then. And so I had a lot of caffeine. I slept about 4 hours a night.
Mm-hmm.
And when my chore at the end of the night, of course, was laundry. And
that was the never-ending story.
We had a pile like this every day with, you know, if we had Samantha came home, the medications and stuff were not quite settling to her stomach, and
There's a lot of whoopsies, yeah.
emesis. And so we changed clothes, we changed bedding a lot, and Bevan and Mimi too for that first maybe 6 months, and then everybody settled down. It got a lot better, but the laundry never seemed to shrink. I don't know. So I'd go to bed, and if something happened, the nurses would rap on our door and let us know that one of the other children needed us, because we would close the door because they were walking back and forth
Right.
in the house, up and down the stairs all night long, because that was their job.
So you never wanted to have any more children
No.
because you were afraid of what might happen.
One pregnancy and done. I told you I was never doing that again. And
Right.
the likelihood of us being able to
Conceive.
on our own was nil.
Right. But we did welcome 13 foreign exchange students over the years in our house.
Yeah, and I was wondering about that. Now, you know, as life wasn't crazy enough, you decided to bring these people in, and you're still friends with many of them from all over the
Yes.
world. So how did that come about?
I was in Peoria Pops Orchestra playing my viola, and one of the girls who played in the orchestra with me said, I am desperate. I've got these kids coming from France, and they're going to be here in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I need beds for like 5 of them. I've got 25 kids coming, and I still need to place 5 kids.
for a 3-week period.
Yeah, it was very short. And I
Okay.
thought, oh gosh, we can do that. We had the space.
So the kids were still home? Your kids were still home? Or this is once
when they
they've
were
gone off?
5 years old.
Okay,
They
all
were
right.
5 years
I guess
old.
I missed that in the Christmas letters.
Impossible. So I sent them, we'd been in People magazine by that point. So I grabbed a copy and a letter explaining who we were, what we were, and letting him say, I don't want to do this. I can't go here.
Right.
But I think his mom didn't give him a choice. Actually, she's pretty wonderful. And he came over anyway, knowing what we were a family of and how busy we were. And he loved 5 little kids crawling all over him. And
Oh, wow.
that was a good experience. He came back twice more, and we've
On
been
his
there
own.
once. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And he has 3 little girls, and heartbreakingly, one sent a video that said, I have a grandmother in America who I've never met who loves me very much.
Oh,
Ow!
okay, so when will you get over there to visit?
Probably in the next couple of years.
Okay. Once you have your grandson and he's all settled, and you can try to sneak away from them, and he'll give you guilt too, believe me. They know how to do it. It's like dogs with those puppy eyes, you know. All right, so so what's in store then for the kids now? I mean, they know their history. They know how miraculous their being is. And do you ever discuss it? I know you go on a lot of vacations together as a family, and I know you love
They
Disney.
don't care. None of that means anything to them.
Really?
They are 5 separate people, which is how we wanted them to be raised. We did not want them the group, the Quints, the whatever.
Well, they were for the first several years, because that's
Right.
just how we knew them, and
Right.
and that they survived. So okay,
And it got to the point, Christine, where, you know, we did several news shows, whether it was Jenny Jones or what was
Joan
her?
Rivers.
Joan Rivers show.
Joan London.
We would, when they got to like 8, 9 years old, and at that point we started saying, do you want to do this?
okay,
So that they would vote on whether or not they would want to go and do a TV show or interviews or
that's
whatever.
wonderful. You didn't just force them; they had
Yeah.
a voice. Yeah.
And it, you know, this was way before reality TV, and thank God we didn't do anything like John and Kate +8. and
Ugh.
that we weren't that interested in the fame of it at all. And we are very, very fortunate to have had this happen here in Peoria.
With our medical community.
I mean,
And at the time, we
yeah.
had 5 neonatal doctors when the kids were born. There was, you know, you remember, there was that staff of 33 people, and they planned how everything was going to work, and that's exactly what happened. It was all planned. That was in the olden days, pagers. Everybody had a special pager
Right.
just for that,
Right.
and that's how it worked.
in not only the fact that you had St. Francis Hospital, which has been
A staple here.
Yes.
Yeah.
otherwise we would have had to go to Chicago or we would have had to go to St. Louis. And I can't imagine the hassle for us and the issues, especially when the first
They could have
year.
been at all the places.
I mean, every week, every day, you had 4 kids that were good, and 1 was crashing. And then you'd have 4 crashing, and 1 was good.
Right.
And so you were constantly just running back and forth between home and work and in the hospital because of everyday goings on.
because you were parents.
Right. And then,
Well, and as Dr. Miller said, we were very lucky because our issues were all lung issues. We didn't have heart, digestive, brain issues. Those other locations would have been ideal if that had been our issue.
Right.
But at the time, it was lungs, and he had that down.
He did, yeah, and we had the NICU. So I'm told we have only 1 minute. You have to come back again. We have to hear more of your story, that you survived all this, that
Yep.
you still are together, that
That's rare.
You love one another. You love
Yeah.
all those
See
kids.
the little hearts coming out
I
of my
can
eyes?
see it. Yeah, and
We're very blessed.
You are definitely blessed.
Extremely blessed.
and we're blessed to have you in our community so that you can share this kind of story with other people. All right. Thanks again, friends, for being here. I hope you enjoyed hearing their story, a little bit about everything they went through. And I hope to see you again soon. Be well.